Hello my creative friends, Olga, Soby here, and welcome to new acrylic pouring video. Let's continue with the Dancing Universe series. This is going to be a second painting in the series. In the first one I did this new planet technique. Check out the video, it turned out so gorgeous. So today I want to do it again. Of course with a little bit of change. So in my first first painting this technique, I created the planet with the blowing technique. Today I want to do dirty pouring to create the planet, and then we'll create the space. So using this ring to form the shape of the planet, sort of to mask out and to separate the inner part of the painting from the outer part, works amazing. This is a large cookie cutter. If you want to check out colors, exact names, and links to products that I'm using, as always, they're going to be listed in the description under this video, so check it out. And without further ado, let's get started. Attraction is a secret message for today's painting. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna pour some colors in my cup first, just to create some layers of colors for my planet. So first one was a cadmium yellow with some primary yellow. Second was red violet, some white. I'm pouring just down the side so the colors don't overmix too much. This one is turquoise green. Some more yellow. Let's add a touch of dark color for some contrast. That was a mix of black and blue. Some red violet again. And a bit more turquoise. I don't think I need more color, honestly, because this is gonna be probably enough. Trying to think which way. So I want to create lines within this flow. I'm a little short on color. So that was turquoise blue. This is iridescent red violet. So a touch of iridescent blue green. I think I'm actually going to swipe it out. I hope some other colors will show up. Yikes. This is working so differently from what I have planned. Oh, okay, some of the lacing showing up. So, yeah, didn't get those layers as I was hoping. But I think that will do for a planet, actually. Just I'm trying to visualize how that would look. If you haven't seen my previous video with the planet, you're probably looking at it and wondering, what the heck is going on? What am I doing? Because this can't look further from planet in space right now, but let's see if I can transform it. I really, really do hope so. Okay, so let me grab my stepladder. So now I want to position this as close to the center as possible. Should have used less iridescent color because those cells are overtaken a little bit, but this is the atmosphere on unknown planet. Let's get to the next step. So now I need to push some of that paint out. Ooh, don't move. I think it's very important to push that paint out because I want to have one uniform color around my planet, my floating planet, and it's much easier to touch it up when it's dry, and it will look nicer. There will be more definition and contrast. But all this color can stay because when it's going to be blended with my darker colors, it will create very nice movement and transparency and layers and depth in my space, negative space. In my negative space that represents the space, huh? Okay. Just wiping the section a little bit. Only right around the ring. Okay, I think that will do it. So let's add in that space. Again, I'm gonna use dark blue mixed with black first, right around the planet. And next will be some purple. This is blue violet actually. Really dark color. Dries super dark. So next I'm gonna blow it out, and then I think I might add a bit more color, but I wanna see how this looks first. So I want this side to be a little lighter. I'm gonna add some highlights to my sphere when it's dry, probably on this side. So I need to make this part a little So initially I created sort of a spiral movement in my negative space as I was blowing it out, but then I thought, since I have this quite a distinct direction in my planet that goes sort of translates the shape of the sphere in those lines, I thought it will be fun, more interesting composition-wise to actually extend this movement in my negative space as well. So instead of having that spiral movement, I added some brighter parts here and here and made this type of movement. I think it definitely looks better this way. Let's add in some stars, shall we? I'm adding mostly white, but I felt like it would be fun to add some yellow stars too. We need a couple big ones. Maybe a couple of turquoise as well. Such a gorgeous abstract space painting. I love it. So I know you don't see the full beauty because of my ring, but I am going to remove it now. The most exciting moment. So I have my palette knife ready to pop the film. This is beautiful. Oh, I love it. And as you already know, some of the paint will level out as it's drying. It will change a little bit within the next half an hour to 1 hour. But it's super easy to touch it up, super easy, and you'll never know. When it's dry, oh my gosh, I think it was very, very good decision to change to this direction. Looks absolutely perfect. All right, you guys, I will be right back to do any touch-ups if necessary, and of course I will show you fully finished, beautiful, glowing results. So keep watching, I will be right back. And here is this beauty dry. I have to say this one dried so perfectly, so definitely much better than my first planet. I learned on experience of my first for sure, and it really hasn't spread. The only thing that I don't like about this one is that you can see this line. It did shift a little bit towards the right, but it didn't happen because of the paint spreading. It happened because I was moving the ring a little bit and I didn't place it in the center right away. So this is more like a user error than the paint leveling. I don't like this line. And if you're working on a planet, keep in mind you don't have to make it perfectly circle, because not all planets perfectly round. Like our planet Earth is ellipsoid. So this shape is acceptable, and I would leave it like this. But I just don't like how it looks here. This side looks a little smudged because I was shifting the ring. So I am gonna touch it up. I'm placing my ring over to guide me. I'm actually gonna shift it a little bit towards the right. I still wanna have some of that ellipsoid kind of shape. So now I'm taking a pencil and gonna actually draw the line to guide me. So I'm gonna paint over this part with black. Not with black, but with the dark blue, the color of the base of negative space. You can see that this dark blue color is super transparent, so we'll take a couple layers to cover that section, but I definitely like it better. So I will need to do a couple more layers here, but while this side is drying, I want to add a bit of more of a highlight to this part of the painting. So here I have mixed some transparent white with gloss medium to make it even more transparent, and I'll try to add in that layer. See, it allows me to brighten up this part without actually losing all the detail. You can see all the details shining through. This technique is called glazing, when you add transparent, semi-transparent layers over each other. Allows you to achieve a lot of depth, especially if you're working in more traditional techniques. But in fluid painting, it can totally be implemented as well if you want to highlight or add some shadows and shades and just overall depth to your painting. Okay, I think it's done for the most part. I might add more highlight in this part. I don't know, I need to look at it. It's still drying, so I'll see how it dries. I might need to add another layer of my base color here, again, depending on how this one's gonna dry, and then it's gonna be ready for final layer of beauty, the epoxy resin, and then I will show you the very finished result. Keep watching. All right, so here we go with the second beautiful planet. All done, finished, covered with epoxy, and I added again even more stars for all this beautiful shine. Check this out. Look at that, all that transparency in my purple and violet in the negative space. This is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, now you can see it. All that shine and transparency are especially visible against the light, especially when you direct light at certain angles. It's so beautiful. I really, really love this section at top here. So for this beauty again, I've also worked on the dry painting to touch it up, especially work on the more spheric shape for this planet to maintain the 3D look. But for this one, compared to my first one in this style in the series, definitely way less adjustments and touch-up required. So I'm getting there. I really hope that the next one is gonna be just perfect from the get-go. I really love that for the negative space on this one, I changed direction and made it more diagonally in line with the movement of the shapes on the planet. I think it's definitely a lot more interesting this way. These 3 stars also make a very interesting design. So yeah, many really beautiful and special features about this painting. Okay, here are the two side by side. So much alike, but so different at the same time. It's amazing. So which style for the planet do you like better? Number 1 or number 2? Let me know in a comment below the video. One very interesting association that I get from these two is for one of my favorite paintings, The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. Klimt depicts men wearing cloth with more geometrical shapes and patterns, and woman wears soft floral patterns. So here, of course, it's a completely different art style. But for this one, it definitely has more geometrical energy and shapes in it. It's more symmetrical, so more male energy. And this one has a lot more curves, it's much more softer, so more female energy, I would say, in this one. I think that's very interesting, and these two definitely make a fabulous set together. What do you think? Do you get that impression too? And for my resin application, as I mentioned in the last video, currently I'm working on a new course in which I'm going to teach you everything about how you can create a beautiful, flawless finish on your paintings. So if you want to sign up to my email list to be notified when the course is done, when it's ready to be purchased, what's going to be included and all this good stuff, link in the description, so check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more paintings coming up in the Dancing Universe series, and if you share your beautiful creations in this style, don't forget to use hashtag DancingUniverseArt so that I can find your beautiful paintings. Thanks for watching, take care, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!